Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is Sunday, May 3rd, 2020, and I'm coming to you from Sedona, Arizona. This is going to be the May reading for Capricorn. Hello Capricorn, how are you? So this is good for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, and South Node, since technically the South Node of the Moon is still in Capricorn. You guys have probably had a very, very transformative and interesting past year, I want to say. There's been a lot of heavy hitters, big planets in moving through the sign of Capricorn, lots of major energies in your sign. You've sort of been at the forefront of everything that's been happening astrologically. So how are you, Capricorns? Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. So let's see what the cards want to say. These are general readings, so they won't resonate for everyone. So please just, take what resonates and leave the rest. As always, never give up your power to a reading or a reader. I would say that the message is not the message. It is your reaction to the message that really is the message, if that makes any sense. So just use your own highest intuition to guide you. What else? Let's see. If you're cross-watching, I welcome you as well. And if you're someone who just really wants to tap into the energy of Capricorn because it has been at the forefront of so much lately, I would welcome you as well to watch this reading for, someone, even if you just have a strong Capricorn placement, or let's say one of your parents is a Capricorn or was a Capricorn, that sort of thing. What else? If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, my account is Elizabeth Light Tarot, and you can message me there. I will definitely follow you back. If you'd like to book a personal reading, please do send me a message. We can do a reading by phone, by Skype, WhatsApp, any type of video chat that works for you. So I would, it would be my honor to read for you. So these are generals, and let's just get into it. So I'm going to start with 2 oracle cards. The first one is the Sedona Oracle Cards deck by Kathleen Gabriel. So since I live in Sedona, I kind of wanted to bring you some of the vortex energy and just this really high vibe, magical energy that we have here. So, and then I'm going to use, I'm going to pull 1 card from Stephen Farmer's deck, and that's Earth Magic. All of the cards have been pre-shuffled. They have been smudged and cleared and charged with crystals, and I've burned sage and sweetgrass, white copal, frankincense and myrrh. You name it, I have burned it. So let's just feel into the energy of Capricorn. One card for my dear Capricorns. Okay, that's the one. Roadrunner. I always get so excited when I see Roadrunners. I had never seen one before moving to Arizona, and man, do they move fast. They move so quickly, these guys. And I know that this also has to do with family. I am going to read from the book. So trust and knowledge. Trust and knowledge. And they're so cute. And like I said, they just scurry so fast. You're like, whoa. So they are always running. So are you feeling like life has really been speeding up for you? I know we're in this giant slowdown, but I'm feeling a sense of time here, which is so interesting because Capricorn, you are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is one of the, it's the planet that governs time, linear time. So, okay, Roadrunner, it's a number 3 in this deck, and it comes under the category of influences. So it's like a sort of influence in our life. So this may be an influence in your life right now. The importance of looking where you've been is to remember all of the information and wisdom you've gained in order to help you act in the present. So coming into the present moment. This is what creates the database to help you act quickly and instinctively in the moment. Like I said, they move so fast. Sometimes you got to think quick and act fast just to stay in the game. Always trust your instincts. I was feeling family around this. I know it didn't mention family, but I was feeling I was feeling family around this. Maybe you're the, you know, the patriarch or the matriarch in your family. So that's, you know, yeah. So reflecting on where you've been, you know, looking, and that's interesting because Capricorn is sitting on the south node of the moon, and that is, you know, where our past is. The south node of the moon is the past. The north node of the moon is the future or the destiny. So you may have really been like contemplating everything that you've been through, everything that you've been going through, everything that you've gone through, even with regards to past lives and sort of remembrance of who you really are, and using that as your guidance system for where you are in the future. But there is this element of time, and that's so interesting because, like I said, you know, Saturn is father time. It's linear, you know, you're an earth sign. It's practical, it's grounded, it's down to earth. And you can see, obviously, this is that sort of, that earth energy. So interesting. It's kind of a funny looking bird, but they're so beautiful. I have to say, every time I see one, I get really excited. It gives me like a burst of energy when I see a roadrunner because they, like I said, they're just so quick. They're instinctual, you know. It would be really hard to catch them. And I always think back to the Looney Tunes with the coyote, you know, Wile E. Coyote and the roadrunner, and you could just like never ever catch him. And this poor coyote, you know, he tried every trick in the book, that trickster energy, but the trickster energy couldn't get the roadrunner. And if any of you work with coyote medicine and coyote spirit, and you have coyote as one of your totems, you know that when coyote spirit comes into your life, there are going to be some big changes, but they happen sometimes in a very uncomfortable way or a very unpredictable way. And the roadrunner sort of escapes that. So, you know, that's pretty brilliant to have that, like the roadrunner kind of sitting on your totem right now, Capricorn. I really love that for you. Okay. So, and number 3, you know, number 3 is such a sacred number. It's linked into the Empress in the major arcana of the tarot, manifesting and the divine feminine. And it's also linked into, you know, the Holy Trinity. Let's say, you know, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and then the Holy Spirit or the universe, and that we're, you know, always co-creating. For me, it also represents the integration of duality, and also past, present, future, going back to time, you know, and sort of unifying the past, the present, and the future. So giving it more of that quantum feel. So number 3, maybe that number is significant to you right now. Yeah. Okay, so let's get you a card from Stephen Farmer's Earth Magic, and then we're going to just get right into the tarot reading. And for the tarot portion, we're going to use the Crystal Visions Tarot, which I haven't used in a while, but I had sort of pulled it out the other night and did a reading for myself, and it was really powerful. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this deck. So I wanted to use it again. And yeah, let's just see Earth Magic. Because you are an Earth sign, you are the eldest of the earth signs. You are the elder in the zodiac of the earth signs, Capricorn. So let's see, what message do we have from the earth for Capricorn today? What does Gaia want to say to you? What does the earth element want to say to you today? Vulnerability. Have you been feeling vulnerable? And I'm feeling like this is surrounding your meadow. I feel like this is surrounding your stability, your, you know, the things in the physical world, perhaps, vulnerability. You know, the meadow is vulnerable. It can be protected on all sides by mountains, but look at, you know, these beautiful wildflowers. And if you're ever out in a meadow, it's like such a marvel when all of the wildflowers bloom, and how vulnerable they are to the elements, you know, to the wind, to the rain, even to the heat of the sun, you know, to all of that. And that there is this sense of vulnerability inside of this beautiful, beautiful space Who doesn't love like being in an open meadow with the sunshine and all of the flowers and the breeze and everything? So I don't know, are you feeling like a little bit vulnerable right now? It's possible. There's a lot going on. And so when we're doing this reading, you know, I will definitely try to sort of discern between what's happening externally with this virus and perhaps what's more interpersonal for you. Okay, so the meadow in this card invites us in with its beauty and its openness. The flowers have arranged themselves in a poetic design orchestrated by nature, and the lush rolling fields urge us to relax and stay for a while. Yet for some, the idea of being in such an open space is terrifying. And in an expansive meadow like this, we may feel exposed and defenseless, lacking the perceived safety of an enclosed area. For others, walking through a meadow can be an exquisitely satisfying experience. We can feel comfortable in the openness and visibility, enjoying the 360-degree view with nothing but the sky above. Yes, we may still feel vulnerable, but with a twist. This is vulnerability built on the foundation of trust rather than fear. The capacity to trust our own instincts, to tell us if there are any potential threats we must respond to. By relying on this instinctual knowing, we can relax and enjoy the beauty that surrounds us. So you are in a place right now where you can take risks with your feelings, and even more important, take risks with the truth of who you are, the truth you know in your heart and your soul. You no longer need to be subjected to your conditioned fears of letting others know who you really are. That's pretty profound. This is speaking to like your deep personal truth of who you are. And that's why even with this Roadrunner, when I was getting the message of, you know, it being linked into your South Node, because there's like a remembrance coming in, especially with the South Node of the Moon having sat in Capricorn for the last year and a half, and all of the eclipses that we've had, both solar and lunar, hit the South Node of the Moon in your sign, Capricorn. So really speaking to the past, you know, and with that comes a remembering of who we are. This knowledge that the Roadrunner is speaking about, the trust. And here with this meadow, trust is coming in again, that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to show who we really are, even if we feel exposed. So I hope that this message resonates for you. It's saying really coming out of your shell, coming out of the cave. Like if we imagine maybe there was a cave here and that you were sort of in that cave for a while, doing the inner work, and now you're ready to come out and speak up and show the world who you really are. That could be, you know, inside of your circle with your friends and your family. It could be more publicly, to talk about, you know, this deep inner knowing that you have, this knowledge that you have, and that you're ready to sort of share it. Really interesting. Vulnerability, it's not easy, right? I mean, even just getting in front of a camera like this and putting out content, you know, I'm still fairly new at this format, and there's a vulnerability associated with it. There really is. So I really understand that a lot. Okay, so we're going to put the vulnerability card next to the Roadrunner. I love that Roadrunner came up for you. I really, really do. Okay, so let's get into your tarot portion. And like I said, I've already pre-shuffled all of the cards, but we're just going to sort of welcome in the elements, and so I will shuffle a few more times. All right, so Capricorn. So I call in the divine with love and light. And I call in the archangels at the four corners of the world. And I call in the six elements: earth, air, fire, water, spirit, and ether. And as always, I call in Archangel Metatron, to bring the rainbow bridge and connect us to the Akashic records and open up the channel, and his twin, Archangel Sandalphon, to provide us support from Gaia, from the earth. Okay, beautiful. One more time. So we're going to do a 6-card spread. That way we can maybe keep these a little bit shorter. I know my videos tend to go really long, so that's something that I'm working on. So we're going to do a 6-card spread, and we're going to start with 2 cards that'll come from the bottom of the deck, and those will represent the underlying energies that are at play. And then, so it'll technically be like a 7-card spread, but 6 key points. And then I do have an additional tarot deck if we want to, if we want to get some clarification on any of the cards. I have another tarot deck that we can use. So just a few more times, and we're going to get your cards. I hope that you're all doing well and that you're healthy and really using this time to its fullest and the best of your ability. Some of you may have gone back to work. Some of you may have not stopped working at all. Capricorns, you do, you know, really appreciate the value of working hard. Most of you, that is. So we'll see what wants to come out here. Okay, one more time. Okay, Capricorn, so from the bottom of the deck, your underlying energy is Judgment. Wow. And let's get a second card for that with the 8 of Swords. Wow, that's amazing. And then from the top of the deck, at the heart of your reading, is the 10 of Swords. Past energy, Justice. Whoa, you have some really big energies here. Okay, in the present, we have the 6 of Pentacles. That's very nice. Future energy, Ace of Pentacles. Good. I love the earth energy coming in for you. And the advice is the Emperor. Okay, let's bring these down so maybe you can see these a little bit better. Okay. All right. So, my dear Capricorns, where do we begin here? Okay. At the heart of the reading, I think we'll start with the heart of the reading, is the 10 of Swords. So this is sort of like, kind of like the energy that the whole reading is sort of based around. It's almost like an anchor point. The 10 of Swords it's a tough energy. It really, really is. It's where we've accumulated every single sword. And like, I always think of The Princess Bride, where the old sort of wizard guy says, he's only mostly dead. You were only mostly dead. You're not fully dead. You were mostly dead. That's a tough energy, Capricorn, and I know this isn't going to apply to all of you. We will get some clarifiers. Now, if this was like external circumstances, this was overkill. You know, the 3 of Swords, it hurts. It's a heartbreak. The 8 of Swords, which came out with the Judgment, you know, that mental energy, feeling trapped. But this is overkill. Were the swords yours, or were they someone else's swords? Or was it a combination? Because again, the swords represents our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, communication. So this could be a situation where you were just completely, whether it's betrayed, it was overkill. Whatever it was overkill. This could have been just everything in your life, you know, sort of coming to a head over however much time. Maybe, you know, this could be like last week, last month, last year that you were dealing with this, because your present energy, you've come into a sense of harmony. There's a balance. You've been rebalancing in a big, big way. So the heart of this reading, though, is that there was like a real, it was rough. You know, this is a tough energy. Like I said, this is where she literally has to like pick herself back up off the ground, take these swords out, and realize that, you know, that life goes on. That life goes on. And then what comes after that is the Ace of Swords, a whole new truth, a hard-earned truth. A truth that it took us a really long time and a lot of suffering to embody this new belief, this new way of expressing ourselves. And that's sort of what the vulnerability was showing. So really, this Ten of Swords, she is vulnerable. There was a vulnerability here. And maybe you didn't see this coming. Maybe this was something that you really didn't see coming. And so this sense of like, not wanting to be exposed again, or coming to a space where you're like feeling okay about letting yourself be exposed again, that this is over, that this is over for you, or that, you know, you're working through it. Because, and the reason why I said you're working through it is because in the past, just this could have been yesterday, this could have been last week or last month, the Justice card came out. Justice, there was justice for you. Even if that was, you know, just internally, just coming to peace with this, you know, coming to peace with this, really doing the soul work, really doing the work, because Judgment came out as your underlying energy. So the past, and then the energy that's sort of like the undercurrent of all of this, the subconscious of all of this, is that you have chosen to look at this, that you've been guided. Like, I see this as divine intervention, something coming along to show you that that you weren't being punished, that this didn't happen to you because you're a bad person, or because you made, you know, because it's all your fault and you made really bad decisions, that that it was guided for you. And with Judgment coming out, look, you know, you're surrounded, this first line here, you're surrounded by angels. You're surrounded by angels. This is why, one of the reasons why I love this deck, because I do work with angelic energy. And so, you know, just having the ability to pull some cards with angels on them is important for me as a reader. And so this Judgment, this is like an awakening. This is a total awakening. This is your underlying energy, Capricorn, that whatever this is, it was so divinely guided for you, even though it was probably very painful. And sometimes, you know, the swords are our own, that they're our own, or that they're a reflection of us. They show us where our wounding is. And for her, it was a lot of wounding, right? And it doesn't mean that if this was external, if this happened to you externally, a really a bad breakup, a divorce, you know, something with your job. This could even just be this virus and this pandemic and feeling like, you know, the weight of the world, because you are an empathic sign, Capricorn. You are. You're deeply empathic. Most Capricorns that I know are highly evolved beings, old souls, very old souls. So this could be just this whole pandemic at the heart of the reading, you know, but that you're finding, you know, that you're finding an awakening in it. You are, this is also like a second chance, like feeling again, like you're resurrected from the dead. You're only mostly dead. I just keep hearing that Princess Bride quote. He's only mostly dead. That there's a second chance, an awakening, a second chance, a resurrection, forgiveness to yourself, forgiveness to others. And with this Judgment card, that forgiveness did not come easily. This awakening did not come easily. You struggled with it. You know, you can see this is like being trapped. This is the I can't card. I can't. The eights are symbolic of that karmic energy, you know, of the eights, the lemniscate. When you flip an 8 on its side, it's that loop. It's a karmic lesson. It's a lesson that we've had to to do. It's something we've had to do over and over and over again before we could come into like a sense of mastery with it. So this was maybe a rude awakening in a sense. It wasn't easy. This whole first line is like, it's so blessed. It's so blessed, but it was really difficult. It was really difficult. And I think I want to use the same deck to get some clarifiers. I want to clarify this Ten of Swords for you, Capricorn, and the Justice. So the heart of the reading. Why is the Ten of Swords at the heart of the reading? Okay. Wow, 3 cards came out. Okay, so you could have been dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then the 4 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. Wow. Okay, so we'll start with the King of Swords. You know, he can be very cool and detached. So if this was the sort of like the other party, this could even be legal matters for you, Capricorn, because the King of Swords can represent like a lawyer or a counselor. It's, you know, the high-mindedness, the counselor, someone who's coming from logic, from a place of logic. It's not so much heart-based, even though he does have a heart. And then with the Justice card, this could have been some kind of a legal matter for you. So if this was a divorce, because here we have the 4 of Wands, which is a card of union and marriage. A card of union and marriage. It's a celebration card. Some of you may have really had a very bad breakup or even a divorce. And this 8 of Wands coming in, you know, the 8 of Wands and the 3 of Swords, but particularly the 8 of Wands, it's the only card in the deck that doesn't have people in it. And that's even if you go back to the traditional Rider-Waite, not so much the Thoth system, but for the Rider-Waite system, this is a deeply spiritual card. The 8 Wands, fire, fast moving, charging ahead, blessings, good luck. It's a card of Sagittarius. And just movement, and it's a lot of energy, and it's like where we are directing our energy at one specific goal, and success is imminent. So like I said, I'm wondering really if some of you have gone through something in the legal system, because your present energy is the 6 of Pentacles, and in the 6 of Pentacles, this is about giving and receiving, equality, equanimity. Yeah, equanimity. You know, it's where things in the physical, pentacles, things you can see, feel, and touch, where there is, you know, there is a giving and a receiving, equal. It's a card of balance and harmony. So that there was an imbalance. There really was. There was a huge wake-up call for you, a big awakening. It was an internal process too. If this wasn't something that happened externally, you learned, Capricorn, how to come from a high-mindedness about your life. And that was how you were able to sort of like overcome this and get up again and charge forward. Really, really charge forward. All of these people have their eyes closed. It's so interesting. Most of them, like Judgment, they say justice is blind. Justice is blind here. You know, deciding that you can. The 8 of Swords says, I can't. The 8 of Wands says, oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. You had a deep, deep awakening here. You were called. You heard the call. You answered the call. You picked yourself up again. The 4 of Wands is also about our foundation, the 4 pillars, the 4 wands, the things in the physical, you know, home and career. the spiritual aspect of us, you know, our love, our spirituality, our family, the four main pillars. It's about those four pillars. We are in a 4-year, so this could even just be speaking to 2020. But it's surrounding your foundation. It's surrounding, you know, it's surrounding your foundation, and maybe having to really come from a high-mindedness. The King of Swords with the Justice card speaks about, you know, being fair, rational, logical, balanced. There's a sense of balance even with your present card. This is all about balance. She's about balance and fairness. The Six of Pentacles is about balance and fairness. So really coming into a place where you know the value of Pentacles, of things being fair and just, not overgiving, not overgiving yourself. Wow. And there is this element of the universe at play here, of the universe with the eights, that this is, you know, part of the karma that I was talking about with the south node of the moon moving through Capricorn. I think that you've had enough of the nonsense. You've had enough of the nonsense. And it did leave you vulnerable. You were in a vulnerable position, but you're not anymore. You're really coming out of that. Amazing. There is a sort of masculine energy happening here. Even with the Roadrunner, you know, even though they can be male and female, they're still so action oriented, you know, they move fast. They move in like a calculated direction. They know where they're going. And that's, you know, that's these horses. This Eight of Wands energy is very directed. It's very, very directed. It's aimed at a particular goal, at a particular passion. At the heart of the reading, clarifying the Ten of Swords, there's fire here. There's passion here. There's drive. There's ambition. So I think we'll do a few more clarifiers just to see what else wants to come out. But man, I mean, justice was served. Justice was served. Like something happened. And at the bottom of the deck, I saw the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, something happened to like correct this imbalance. And maybe it was this virus or this pandemic. I think that part of the energy of this, of what's happening is to, yeah, the devil wanted to pop out, is to correct some of these imbalances in our lives, in the whole system, everywhere across the world. So, but with the Judgment card coming out, I think you were a little bit resistant at first. You were a little bit resistant at first, even if that just means like to be able to forgive what happened. And like I said, it really could be an air sign that you were dealing with, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If this was about a relationship where there was, you know, some kind of mediation involved, courts, you know, that kind of thing. I think that you're in a space where you feel like it came out fair for everyone. Let's just see let's clarify this Justice card. One card for the Justice card, please. Lots of swords energy. You know, the Justice, she's holding a sword, the sword of justice. The King of Swords, he's got that sword of truth. The Eight of Swords, the Ten of Swords. So a lot around, you know, communication. And like I said, our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas. I think you have a whole new way of thinking about your life right now, as just so many, but especially you with, you know, with all of the placements in the sky, that Pluto Saturn conjunction in Capricorn, Jupiter is moving through your sign too, you know, so that is going to help, you know, to sort of like bring the expansion, bring the growth. and bring a little bit of luck to you, Capricorn. You know, bring a little bit of luck to you. Okay, justice in the past energy. Seven of Wands. Yeah, it was a fight. It was a fight, you know, but you had the upper hand. You had the upper hand. You had a lot coming at you. Again, this fire energy. This fire energy. You really did have the upper hand. And I think part of it for you, and I'm sensing for some of you, that part of receiving this justice and being able to come to a place of forgiveness and having that aha moment in the awakening is asking yourself, is it worth fighting for? Is it worth fighting for? That's what the 7 asks us in the 7 of Wands. Is it worth the fight? Is it something that's worth fighting for? I know I have the upper hand. You know, I know that I can beat this. He's on a flippin' dragon, right? He's good. That's you. You were good. But, you know, for some of you, it really was about just letting go. Just letting it go. Just trusting in yourself. Trusting that you did the right thing. Maybe not all of the time, but, you know, trusting that you were in integrity, you know. And so, yeah, kind of asking yourself, was it worth the fight? And so for some of you, you were really able to come to this place of being able to move on, being able to close the cycle, being able to move on, just because you decided that whatever it was, it just wasn't even worth the energy. Picking and choosing your battles. And for others of you, it really is showing that, you know, that you were victorious, that you were really victorious in what, you know, in this process that you went through. Okay, so let's move into the present, the future, and the advice. So like I was talking about the present, you know, we're showing this beautiful synergy here. 6 of Pentacles, where things are coming back into balance for you in your life. You're feeling like what you're putting out is what you're getting back. Yep, Queen of Pentacles wanted to pop out. You know your worth. You know your worth. You know your value. And when you really believe in something, you know how to nurture it. You know, you are Pentacles energy, Capricorn. The things you can see, feel, and touch. And those are the things that, you know, take time. They take time to grow. It takes time to grow something, you know, that's worthwhile, that's sustainable, that lasts. It takes a long time. And you know the value of putting in the work. You really, really do. And you definitely have a blessing coming your way because the future energy is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is your future energy. That whatever you're currently working with is going to lead to something even better. What you do have right now is sufficient to build something new. This could be a new home, a new career, a new place to live, a new relationship. It even signifies just a totally new relationship with yourself and your body, you know. I love this Ace of Pentacles because, you know, it looks so strong, like it's not going anywhere. It's whatever is coming towards you now. Like I said, you know your worth now. You're not going... I think I'm understanding this vulnerability card a little bit better. You're not going to allow this to happen again, but you can still allow yourself to be exposed and seen, because part of growing, part of allowing the growth to come in is allowing yourself to be seen and heard. And like I said, when you come out of a 10 of Swords, what results from that is an Ace of Swords, a totally new truth, a new form of communication, a new desire to communicate, hard-earned truth. And so I know that, you know, this may still be fresh for you. Some of these wounds you may really be tending to still, and that's okay. You can do that and gradually allow a sense of vulnerability to come back to you, that you're safe, trusting in your own knowledge. That's why I think this Roadrunner came out. It's like where you were really looking at the past to see, you know, who you are and where you're at in this present. in this present moment. The sixes are a very grounding energy, the Six of Pentacles. It's very grounded. It's stable. It feels good to be in the six energy for the most part, you know. It's not like you're all the way to the completion of the cycle, but it feels good to be here. Look at that beautiful card. So pretty. Okay, so, oh, I was getting a clarifier for your present energy. Okay. So let's take one card for the Six of Pentacles. Whoa. I think I'm taking some jumpers today. Okay, beautiful. You're finding your confidence again. A lot of fire energy with you, Capricorn. A lot of fire energy with you. Independence. She's super independent, you know. This is really about finding yourself again, exploring your passions. This is confidence. She's fired up, you know, and that's why this, I feel like this Eight of Wands was so important for you. Was so important for you because it really, like, it's almost like you had to light your own fire in a big way. You had to light your own fire. But yeah, so the Six of Pentacles coming out with the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups. It's about your wish fulfillment. It's about your hopes and your dreams, your deepest heart's desires. You know, this is also like, looking at her, this is like your emotional intelligence here. This is all of the lessons that you've learned in your heart space. Having a sort of maturity in your heart space, being emotionally intelligent, like I said. Beautiful, you know, and it feels like you're ready to share. You're ready to share your knowledge and your gifts with this Queen of Wands coming in, you know, that confidence. This is Leo energy. Just feeling really confident in yourself again, coming back to a place of confidence, knowing what you love, knowing what your heart's desires are, and being ready to share that with the world and then see what comes back to you. And just to see what comes back to you. I'm hearing like being a channel, you know, being a channel for both your passion, you know, and your heart's desires and your wishes and your hopes and your dreams. Full moon there. This could be speaking to the Scorpio full moon that's coming up. Water energy, Nine of Cups. I think this is a card of Scorpio, actually, the Nine of Cups. So, yeah, it's really beautiful. The lotus flowers, you know, that beautiful things come out of our most challenging situations. That the dark nights, you know, bring about such beauty and grace with those water lilies, lotus flowers, enlightenment, that there's a sense of enlightenment coming through because, you know, this Six of Pentacles energy is coming out underneath the Judgment. It was a wake-up call. It was a giant wake-up call. It was a new start. It was a second chance. If this is a relationship, if this was a relationship, you could have forgiven each other. There could have been a new start in a relationship, and now it feels much more blessed, much more equal. And you have a sense of independence within your existing relationship that you didn't have before, and that it's sort of like a wish come true. So for some of you, you really could have healed a relationship, perhaps even with this pandemic. You know, this whole thing is really making everybody really look at what's important. Really look at what's important. Look at that angel with the horn. It's like calling everybody to be reborn again. There's a rebirth and an awakening that's happened for so many, you know, with people with a willing heart to hear the call. So for some of you that maybe you really had a challenging relationship, this could be twin flame energy, soulmate energy, where, you know, it was really difficult and there was, I want to say growing pains, like bad growing pains, that you guys came out of it, that you came out of it and now you're stronger, but that you have this sense of independence that maybe you didn't have prior. Maybe it was a little codependent. That's really beautiful. Maybe we'll pull some love cards for you guys. And it was over things that you really didn't, both of you perhaps didn't want to look at. That both of you didn't want to look at, but you did. I think you might have been forced to look at it, you know? Yeah. And that there's, you know, that because I'm seeing union here, you know, with this Four of Wands, that signifies union. Death card isn't coming up, so it doesn't seem like there was an ending. If anything, the future is holding a new beginning for you. A brand new start, a new beginning. So let's get a clarifier for the Ace of Pentacles for the future energy. It's beautiful, Capricorn. Really, really nice. Okay, so there is still, you know, that mental energy sort of lurking. Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords, and this is going back to like that vulnerability. The vulnerability, I think this Swords energy, because underneath the Ten of Swords, to clarify the Ace of Pentacles, we're getting the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So there is this sort of mental energy that needs to be cleared, that still needs to be worked through. The future, you know, it's a potentiality. It's a potentiality. So nothing is, you know, is written like this. These aren't, you know, major arcana energies. They're more, you know, like the day-to-day where we can sort of work on them. And with this energy coming up to clarify this Ace of Pentacles, you may really be feeling stuck as to what to do with this ace, because the aces aren't a guarantee. They hold the potential. They hold the potential for the suit. This is the acorn, right? This is the seed that you plant. And the Ten of Pentacles would be that giant oak tree that's been there for 100 years. So it takes time to grow the acorn into the tree. And it's the potential for the suit. So it seems like there's going to be some worry, you know, some anxiety. Is it going to work out? Am I going to be betrayed? Am I going to be lied to? A sense of feeling protective as well. I also see the Seven of Swords as an energy that is looking to protect its own, you know, things in the physical. It's like looking to protect its home. It's looking to protect its children, its family, its body, itself, its heart, you know, whatever that looks like for you. It's still a protective energy, where if we're feeling like something may go wrong, we may run away from it. So there may be this sense of maybe fearing this, again, going back to the vulnerability, and then the Roadrunner energy asking you to trust, you know, to really trust that you know what's best, trust, you know, from your own highest guidance and intuition. And the Nine of Swords, you know, yeah, it's sort of about like, you kind of need to like go to sleep, like meaning like let your mind go to sleep. If you are, you know, coming out as this King of Swords, if this is you, you know, coming from a strictly logical place, not using the intuition of the body or, you know, the intuition of the third eye, if you're just coming from logic, what happens if you're purely coming from logic? You know, the mind can lie to you. And so I think that you are going to be looking really carefully for red flags, like this opportunity that's coming to you, or who knows, maybe you've already seen it come, that you're going to be really looking for red flags, because look at her dress, it's red. So I heard red flags, that you're really going to be like looking at this really, really carefully, which is okay. You know, but don't get into that like analysis paralysis. And like, I get it. You know, if you have a lot at stake here, if you really have like a lot, if it's about your foundation, you know, not wanting to rock the boat too much. And right now you are, you know, feeling like things are pretty balanced. So let's get one more card for this Ace of Pentacles. Okay, well, at the bottom of the deck was the Sun. And that's just like total abundance for you. Just total abundance. You know, things being clear. This is about, you know, the Sun can come in and it can just obliterate. It can just obliterate these energies, Capricorn. Like, boom, here comes the sun. It's all right, you know? And so clarity, vitality, blessings, total blessings, abundance. So, like I said, don't get into this analysis paralysis. You're really going to have to trust yourself on this one, you know, and see what this opportunity is going to bring to you. The advice is the Emperor. I really love that. The advice is the Emperor. So on one hand, it is speaking to like letting go of the need to control everything, to feel like you have every single thing under control. You have a lot of fire energy around you, Capricorn, because this is the card of Aries here. Just fire energy, like a lot of action, a lot of wanting to take action, a lot of wanting to build something that's lasting. You really could be the patriarch in the family. Again, not gender specific, but like the main breadwinner in the family, the one who, you know, brings home the money. Or you could just like, you know, if you're single, then this is you just really, I mean, really coming into your own, like believing in yourself, having the confidence, being able to plan things out and just take action and have this higher perspective. You see with that, I want to say Raven there with carrying the sphere. His staff with the Ankh, it shows he is connected into, you know, eternal life and wisdom and knowledge. There's this fire energy around you, Capricorn. It's really amazing, you know, really, really amazing. You could be dealing with a fire sign too, Aries, Leo, Sag. I'm definitely seeing strong Aries and strong Leo. Actually, with the Eight of Wands, yeah, strong Sag in here too. Beautiful, just beautiful. So the Emperor is your advice. Take charge, take control, take charge. Know that you have been guided, that you have really been guided and blessed in this process, that there is an element of divine will and divine timing working for you, that your universe has your back and is there to support you. And yeah, like go for it. That's what I'm hearing. Just whatever it is, like go for it. Take this ace. Take this ace, Capricorn. This is yours. This is your ace coming in. You really, it seems like you moved through a lot of these energies pretty gracefully. And now I'm hearing some of you like, no, I didn't. I was mostly dead. Like, yeah, but you got back up. You really got back up. You got back to work. You really did. Wow, Capricorn, this is a beautiful energy. Okay. So let's see. I've got a bunch of other decks that we can pull from. Let's get you a Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. So we'll get you one of these cards, do some Oracle cards for you guys. It is really about coming into your own power. And I really think like all of this astrological energy that's been happening in Capricorn, I think that has a lot to do with that Ten of Swords. It was really a lot of heavy energy that the collective had to go through. And then like you being a Capricorn, just like really feeling that big time. I would love to know, you know, how like for Capricorns that may watch this, or for anyone who's like new to the channel, I would really love to know if you wanted to leave a comment or send me a message, like how the last year has been for you. I think it's been like I'm just feeling this major changes, and where it seems like everything, like you were mostly dead, and like these blessings that came out of it were like no other that you've seen maybe in your whole life. And definitely like big blessings for the decade, for the whole decade, from like 2010 to 2020, that these were like some of the biggest blessings that you've had. Let me know if that resonates. And you have this sort of like emotional intelligence now that maybe you didn't have before with the Nine of Cups. Okay, 2 cards came out. Treasure Island, I love this for you. And Fork in the Road, yeah, 13. So with this Ace of Pentacles, you may really be deciding, you know, coming to a fork in the road, like which way to go. Which way do I go? I love this, this like little monkey up there. And just, you know, this sort of like beautiful deer energy coming in to support you, speaking to like really using your intuition, Capricorn. You know, I was just talking to someone on my Instagram today, another reader, about the devil card and how she interprets the devil, and then how sometimes I interpret the devil. And I was speaking to, you know, the horned ones in all of the ancient cultures, in Celtic and the Druids and all of the horned energy. And that's you, Capricorn, you know, the devil, Cernunnos, the horned one, Green Man, you know, all of these animals and these beings with these beautiful horns or antlers, and how that is, you know, our connection to the divine, that these antlers, that they reach up to the divine. It's our intuition, it's our highest knowing, it's our connection from the earthly plane, and this beautiful, you know, this beautiful land, this beautiful planet, and that we are connected into the divine. And that's like your energy, Capricorn. So it really is speaking to like using your own, you know, highest intuition, your internal guidance system. There's an owl in this card. There's an owl in this card. This monkey could signify, you know, some trickster energy there, or just being a little bit more playful about it, activating the inner child. Even a 1 and a 3 breaks down to a 4. So like this is happening this year. This is a 4 year. And then Treasure Island, I love this. Again, number 9, wish fulfillment. This is your wish fulfillment. Like the turtle carrying the treasure chest. I love that it is a sort of like going with the flow, surrendering a little bit to the flow. That message came out today, earlier today, about surrendering and going with the flow, and, you know, tapping into, how does something make you feel? How does it make you feel? You know, all of this swords energy, right? All of it. Tap into your intuition. How does it make you feel? All of this energy, I feel like you can just leave it with the 10. All of these swords, you've had them all. You've had them all, you know? And so just sort of like not carrying that into the present, Capricorn. This 7 and this 9, put them to bed. Put them to bed. Put these to bed. For once and for all, put them to bed. Surrender into the flow. Into the flow. Not overthinking. Look at that turtle. How long has this turtle been in those waters for? They live for such a long time. They're so wise. And just allow the waves, allow the current of your own life to bring this to you. Take inspired action. That's what the Queen of Wands does. She takes inspired action. That's what the Emperor does. He takes inspired action, but not from a place of worry, not from a place of you know, just being taken down by your own thoughts. Go with the flow. Feel into it. How does it make you feel? Does it light you up inside? How does it make you feel in your solar plexus, even? Your solar plexus, your heart space, your third eye. Yeah, and whatever you can do to sort of like calm the mind, meditation, Capricorn, getting out onto the land, getting outside, beautiful energy. Go with the flow here. Tap into this energy. Maybe this is, you know, speaking about the full moon in Scorpio, perfect time to let go of some of the swords energy, of the worry. Give it back to the universe. Let's get you an angel card, and then I think we'll do 2 different angel cards from 2 different decks. So I have, I don't use Doreen's Virtues cards a lot, but this is a great deck. This is the Archangel deck. I've already shuffled them. So let's just ask what Archangel wants to come in to support Capricorn this month and going forward. What energy is with you, Capricorn, and what is the message from that Archangel? One card, please. Sorry, sometimes they take a while. Okay. Beautiful. Archangel Raziel, spiritual understanding. I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. Look at that beautiful purple energy, some sacred geometry. This might be good for you, you know, if you're someone who does like sacred geometry, maybe to work with, you know, whether it's like flower of life, seed of life, Merkabas, Sri Yantras, even. Raziel is a great archangel to work with during dream time as well. If you call on this angel before you go to bed, Archangel Raziel, he can bring you sort of like downloads and visions in your dreams, bring you a new spiritual understanding, higher spiritual wisdom. I love all of this purple energy for you, even the magenta, kind of like the violet flame, like with Saint Germain, that helps to clear away and burn away some of the lower energies. And that would even be good for the mental clearing, Capricorn, some of this mental clearing. So bringing you spiritual understanding. And then on the bottom of the deck was Archangel Ariel telling you to spread your wings. She is the angel of beauty and recognizing our inner beauty and the beauty outside of ourselves as well. And it's just saying, don't hold back right now. Don't hold back right now. Do not hold back. Maybe you're trying to manifest this. You know, maybe you're trying to manifest just more abundance, a new home, a new city, a new career, a new relationship. And the angels are saying, spread your wings. The timing is perfect. It's time for you to soar. So that's really beautiful. And then I wanted to get you one from the Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. And so we'll just see what angel or ancestor or energy from this deck is with you. This has I love this because it has a more down-to-earth feel to it than some of the other angel cards or angel decks. So it just felt a little more appropriate for you, Capricorn. Hunter, I love this for you. I love this for you. Track down your fears and your desires. Yeah, you got this. This is that Emperor energy. I was talking about the horned ones, and like, I promise you, he has no horns. She has no horns or antlers, okay? This came out for you, Capricorn. You know, snake, shed old skin. This came out for you. I'm really feeling you connecting into your own energy. Carnunos, the Green Man, Pan, even that devil energy that everyone seems to be so afraid of, that you hopefully are not, because that is one of your archetypes. You know, the devil in the tarot, he can be the greatest coach we've ever had, really pushing us to face our fears, really pushing us to break free of our own chains. That was all that swords energy. It's like, hunt your fears down. It's all good. Face them. You got this. And it's about your desires, that Nine of Cups. Look how beautiful. Multiple horns. He's got the ram's horns. He's got the deer horns. Look at this, you guys. This energy is with you. There's the deer horns. There's the ram horns. And there's you. And this isn't being out for blood. Judgment is showing that, you know, that you've forgiven. You're operating from a higher level of consciousness. So it's about going after it. It's a very masculine energy that's with you right now. It really is. It's a very, very masculine energy that you have with you. And I think you need it because it took a lot, you know, to sort of like, to pick yourself up again. It took a lot to pick yourself up again. And I really want you to think about this vulnerability and where you can allow yourself to be vulnerable. You may already have been working on that, or you're like, I'm good on that. Like, I have people that I trust and I'm able to, you know, show myself to. But I really want you guys to kind of meditate on that a little bit. Okay, so let's see. I have the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. So we're going to get you an animal spirit and see. I know we have the Road Runner, and we'll see what else is there for you for May, Capricorn. One card, please, for my dear Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node, and South Node. One more time. Okay, that one. Electric Eel Spirit. Well, I love this. A little more water energy coming in for you. Bring your ideas to life. It's speaking to, this energy of this fork in the road, this treasure, this Nine of Cups, this hunter. It's all about like creating something bigger and better and new, moving into a new direction. All of this blue speaking to your throat chakra, bringing your ideas to life. Going back to the meadow and the vulnerability and the roadrunner and the trusting that it is okay for you to show who you really are, this new truth. This is speaking to me about that Ace of Swords. Blue, throat chakra, communication. So I think that that's also one of the chakras that you can really work with this month if you have any of the stones. Any stone, you can use any crystal for anything, but we will pull you a crystal card. But you know, any of the blue stones that will help to sort of like balance out your throat chakra, maybe help open up the throat chakra, would be really beneficial for you, because this is about bringing your ideas to life. 24, there's that 6 energy. That 6 energy, 2 and 4 is 6, that just grounded energy, rebalancing, harmonizing, equanimity. There's that indication of like going with the flow again, being in the flow, you know, being in the flow, receiving the inspiration. I think you might really be highly inspired right now and have a lot of really great ideas that want to come through. And there is this sense of vulnerability, like, but what if they don't get it? What if they don't like my ideas? What if they're not well received? You know, you'll never know until you try. Just do it. Take this ace. Take this ace, you know, you're being supported. Remember that ace, yeah, it had a lot of mental confusion around it and mental energy, but it also has the sun around it. And this 7 of Swords could also even speak to you sort of like being weary that other people are going to steal your ideas. This has been coming up a lot, you know, but that like it's blessed. And even this guy, he's got wings too. He's got wings too, you know, and that just speaks to sometimes these things that we're so afraid of. Again, going back to this hunter and the fears, the things that we're so afraid of sometimes, the devil, are the things that free us, are the things that push us to be better, are the things that, you know, that get us out of our comfort zone. that are the catalyst to great change. That are the catalyst to great change. Okay, last but not least, let's do a crystal healing card for you guys and gals. I love this deck so much. It's so beautiful. These are the Crystal Ally Oracle deck by Naisha Asian. You can look her up, but they're the Crystal Allies Oracle deck, the Evolution Edition, and she's from Sedona. So I have 2 decks today, one that we started with and one that we'll end with, just to kind of like anchor the reading at both ends with some Sedona energy. And yeah, and see what crystal would be most beautiful. Malachite, will. Again, this is more like of that divine masculine energy, and it's fire energy. Malachite. Do I have a teeny tiny little piece of malachite here. I keep malachite in my car. Malachite is said to be able to sort of like protect your auric fields, seal your aura. Look at this. Will. There's that solar plexus down there. And I love how in this, the solar plexus is lit up with that sort of violet flame. That's why, like I was saying, I'm feeling this violet flame being able to be with you, this violet flame, and sort of burn away any of the lower energies. If there are some karmic ties, if there are some attachments to other people or places or situations or things, that you can call on the violet flame. Call on Archangel Raziel and Saint Germain to bring in the violet flame to help you burn away that lower energy. Sometimes we get cords here in the solar plexus actually, and our will can feel a little depleted. Like you've got all the ideas, but you have to make it happen, especially with this Emperor being your advice. That is will, determination, fortitude, making things happen in the physical, but using, you know, the spiritual knowledge that you have. And here we see with this will, the spiritual knowledge coming in for this divine being, this, I want to say Pharaoh, king, this could be Osiris even, just really beautiful, sitting on a throne of malachite. It's super protective. So I am going to use the book for this because I feel like I want to. That's why, because I want to. No, because she gives such beautiful descriptions. And again, this fire element, I'm feeling like with this Scorpio full moon that's coming up next week, maybe doing a little fire ceremony, writing some things down and burning it, or just burning a lot of candles on the full moon, using fire, because fire is an ally for you right now, Capricorn. It's helping you transmute. I want to say it's helping you transmute some energies, and it's also helping to like ignite your own inner fire and really help you get things moving. Fire moves and it works with earth so well. Malachite. Okay. I align my personal will with divine will. So it's like what you want and what the divine wants for you, and aligning those. That's the solar plexus and like the soul star chakra, because that's not even crown chakra. That's like the soul star chakra right there. An ancient Atlantean priest king governs wisely by receiving the direction of the divine. So that's like the emperor governing wisely by receiving the direction of the divine, and then channeling that energy through his solar plexus chakra. He uses his center of will to institute and act upon divine will. The priest king carries as his symbols of office the Heka scepter or crooked staff, indicating that the intellect, not the use of force, is his highest guide in governance. Interesting. That's even going back to that King of Swords. Okay. Here we go. So the Heka is a sign of peaceful governance. The ruler carries in his other hand the flail, which represents the right of the king to govern the people through force if necessary. Holding both symbols represents the continual choices we must all make between using the will as a tool of the divine will or as a weapon of the ego. Malachite contains patterns of light and dark green bands, often exhibiting chatoyance due to its compacted fibers refracting light. If you've ever seen a raw malachite, they're amazing looking, and they do refract light. It's really interesting. So malachite is a powerful ally in drawing out, unwanted energies from the aura or physical body and filling the body and energy fields with pure energy. In a similar way, malachite clears the influence of the ego from the will, aligning the solar plexus chakra and the personal will with the will of the divine. Malachite teaches you to use your own power appropriately. And sometimes the emperor needs that, right? Because if your advice is to be the emperor, this is sort of like piggybacking on that to talk about like what kind of an emperor. The solar plexus chakra is the seat of the will and is one of the two primary chakras, the other is the sacral chakra, that determine how you express and act upon your own personal power. It is through your will that you manifest matter from the energy framework that you create through your thoughts, beliefs, and desires. This stone teaches you how to correctly use your will to affect change in the world around you. It seems like you are coming into a position of power, Capricorn. Or maybe you already are in one and you're sort of like really reevaluating what that looks like for you. Okay. Using your intuition and spiritual connection to receive direction and information from the divine, and then surrendering that direction with grace. This may mean not getting what you want as an outcome, or needing to divert energy into a different direction than you would personally choose. That could be that fork in the road. It may mean needing to overcome fear and acting in a way that doesn't feel comfortable for you. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about this overcoming of your fear. The enlightened ruler recognizes the need to put the personal aside at times to do what is good, what is right for the highest good of all. The phrases used by those who align with divine will are, I will or I will not. The flail represents the ego's use of the will to embody force, one's personal will in others or in the world. When ego is ruling the will, you may find yourself stubbornly insisting that things turn out the way you want them to, without attention to what the divine may be indicating is for the higher good. Ego governance also results in applying one's will through manipulation, bargaining, and the attempting control of others. And I don't see this for you because your advice is coming out as the emperor. But like I said, it is sort of about letting go of the need to control everything. Exactly what I was saying. And then like sort of letting go of the need to dictate what the exact outcome is going to be all the time. Okay, turning your will over to the divine. And then the message of Malachite. Malachite has appeared today to ask you to take a good look at the way you are using your own personal will. You can use it as a flail and maintain a victim role by forcing others to be your pawns of action, or you can use it as a heka and take responsibility for how you create your experiences. Seek the path of balance and the right use of will, and the universe will guide you to the resolution that is for your highest good. Consciously affirm that you are surrendering to divine will and are willing to take action toward the highest path that is revealed to you, and then use your solar plexus chakra to feel the impulses to action that will guide you forward. Beautiful. I mean, you have some really, really powerful energies with you right now, Capricorn, and a lot of opportunity and a lot of expression, and you've moved through just such a powerful time. Oh my goodness. Another one came out. I didn't even see it. And I love this for you. Again, more fire energy. And this is topaz, intention. Topaz is a stone that is incredible for manifesting. So I'm feeling like Gosh, so much fire energy. Here's a little blue and gold topaz. You can see that there. It was used by the ancient Egyptians, because I am feeling this came up as an Atlantean king, obviously linked into Egypt, because when Atlantis did finally sink, you know, a lot of that information went over to Egypt. So if you connect in with past lives in Egypt or Atlantis, you know, I think this is really going to resonate for you. Even, you know, and like I said, the topaz being highly sought after in ancient Egypt and probably in Atlantis too, as being a healing stone, a manifesting stone. This is a natural, slightly tumbled topaz that I have. And here's another one just with these gold and the natural blue. But this is about, look, he's like a sorcerer here. This is the energy of the magician, that you have all of the tools that you need to manifest into the physical, but that it has to be done from a place of pure intent, you know, not looking to manipulate the energies to bend to your own ego or your own will. So just really coming from, you know, just coming from a pure space, Capricorn, and really reevaluating your own intentions and how everything that you do can, you know, is a conscious way to benefit the collective, all of humanity. And I think that that's something that during this time that we've really been feeling into, is how everything that we do is so connected to everybody else, how we really are all, you know, interdependent upon one another. To, you know, that everything is so connected. And I think that I really feel like we got to witness this during this pandemic, this unprecedented time of how things and people and situations and places and things are all really dependent upon one another, how we rely upon each other so much more so than we sort of ever even knew. And so whatever it is that you are manifesting here, Capricorn, and the things that you're building in this next chapter of your life, you know that it really come from a place of excellence and of integrity, like a deep integrity, a deep integrity. It's such a beautiful energy that you have with you. So much fire, Capricorn. Wow. I mean, hello, you know, and your element came in to support you too. This Ace of Pentacles, that's, you know, that's really supporting you. It's there. Like, if anyone's able to manifest in the physical, it's you, Capricorn, because you know how to put the work in. You know how to stick to a schedule. You know how to discipline yourself. You know, they don't call you the goat for nothing, the mountain goat. Have you ever seen a mountain goat on top of a mountain? Like, it's the craziest thing you've ever seen. How do they do it? You know, and that's, again, another one of those horned ones. Another one of those horned ones. So you. I love it. All right, my dear Capricorns, we did go a little bit long, so I hope that this resonated for you guys. And if you have any questions, you want a little more information, please feel free to message me. If you'd like to book a personal reading, please just send me a message. It would be my honor and my pleasure to read for you. If you ever do find yourself in the Sedona area and you'd like to book an in-person face-to-face reading with me, it would, again, just be such a pleasure. I really appreciate you guys, and if you liked this, please hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Have a wonderful month of May, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.